Adrian had always considered himself a man who knew what he wanted. He was tall, well-groomed, with a confident walk and a certain look that spoke of strength and experience. At 32, he had already built a small business, owned a spacious apartment in the city center, and could afford things others only dreamed about. Yet he never showed off. He believed a person's true worth lay not in their wallet, but in their heart. That's why, when Vanessa suddenly entered his life, he thought he had finally met someone who saw him as a human being, not as an opportunity. She appeared unexpectedly at a mutual friend's birthday party. A blonde with deep green eyes, a figure that made men forget to breathe, and a light laugh that floated like music. Vanessa immediately took an interest in Adrian, and he didn't have the slightest chance to guard himself. She was too vibrant, too charming, and always knew exactly what to say to make a man feel needed. At first, everything seemed sincere. Long conversations, late-night walks, warm hugs whispering, "I'm here." Adrian was used to people seeing a wallet before seeing a person. But Vanessa, she hid her true motives skillfully. She casually mentioned dreams of owning a premium-class car, admired jewelry in shop windows, jokingly asking, "Do you think these diamonds would look good on me?" And he laughed, thinking it was innocent dreaming. They'd been together only a few months, yet Vanessa behaved as though they were moving towards something serious. She spent plenty of time with him, yet rarely visited his home. She avoided meeting his friends, never talked about her feelings, but more and more often spoke about expenses, a new phone, an essential manicure, urgent trips abroad, because I just need it, you understand? And he understood too much. He convinced himself that a woman had every right to want a beautiful life. He wanted to give her the world, believing she could become his future family. Deep inside, he still didn't see that Vanessa treated life like a catalog of luxuries and men as the means to pay for them. He didn't yet realize that his love was becoming an investment with no profit. To him, it still looked like the beginning of a great love story. In reality, it was only a polished facade hiding a woman who never looked into his eyes, only at his prospects. Gradually, their relationship began to resemble a business deal. Adrian gave, Vanessa received. Flowers, gifts, restaurants, everything measured not by romance, but by price. Her excitement grew with the size of the bill, and her affection increased only with the value of what she got. Adrian ignored the signs for a long time. He told himself that love doesn't count expenses. But eventually he realized Vanessa never asked about his life, never wondered if he was tired, never supported him in difficult moments. She didn't care if he worked nights without sleep, but she always noticed when he was late covering her needs. The breaking point came when her demands became openly shameless. Vanessa wanted an immediate weekend trip to Dubai, naturally at his expense. That was when Adrian finally asked himself, what did she give in return? What did she invest in their relationship? The answer was simple. Nothing, except perfectly timed smiles. The final blow came when he accidentally overheard a conversation between her friends at a cafe. They joked that Vanessa had landed a convenient guy, that she would put up with him for a bit and then find someone with bigger money. And then he heard her own voice. "He's fine for now, but I don't see a future with him. Let him invest in me while he can. Later, I'll find someone better." Adrian sat just a few tables away, listening to the verdict that shattered everything. A cold heaviness filled him. Suddenly, everything became clear. She had never loved him. She only loved what he could provide. That evening he invited Vanessa to talk. No shouting, no drama. Just one question. Tell me honestly, would you stay with me if I lost everything tomorrow? She didn't even hesitate. Why ask stupid things? No one wants to live in poverty. That sentence was the end. Painful, but final. After the breakup, Adrian felt a strange emptiness. Not because he missed Vanessa. By then he already understood she had never been his. The pain came from within, from realizing how easily he had allowed himself to be used. He wasn't disappointed in women, only in his own naivety. Vanessa wasted no time. Within a week, her social media showed photos with another man, a more expensive car, more luxurious restaurants, captions like "New Chapter." She had no shame. For her, life was a search for advantage. But the most interesting part came a year later. Adrian expanded his business, opened a branch abroad, becoming stronger, wiser, and more confident. He no longer allowed people with hidden intentions into his life. He learned to value sincerity over glamour. And just when he reached inner peace, when his heart was finally ready for real love again, Vanessa texted him, "Hi, I've realized a lot. Can we talk?" Her new benefactor had treated her exactly as she once treated others, coldly, harshly, and then discarded her. Now she remembered the one man who had truly cared. They met in a cafe. Vanessa looked tired, less radiant and far less confident. "I was foolish," she said. "I wanted everything at once, and didn't see that you were the best thing in my life." Adrian looked at her and wondered how he had ever been blinded by this woman. Her eyes held no love, only fear of being left with nothing. "Vanessa," he said calmly, "you didn't lose me. You never had me." He walked away without turning back. She stayed at the table, holding a cup of cold coffee, realizing that for the first time in her life, she had lost something truly precious. Something money could never buy. Genuine love. Adrian walked out feeling free. He no longer searched for glitter in a woman's eyes. He knew real love appears not when you give everything, but when someone chooses to stay even if you have nothing left. Because love is not about money. It is about a heart that can never be bought.